Hey, what's up, Fernando? Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I have no complaints. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. So, um, before we begin, I like to start every session with a mood check, and typically I like to switch up the mood check every week or every session that we do meet, so it'll always look different. How's that sound to you?
That sounds good.
Okay. So this week, our mood check is going to be a rosebud thorn. Have you ever heard of that before?
I have not.
Okay. So basically, with the rosebud thorn mood check, the rose will be something you will point out from the time that we last spoke. You will point out for the rose, it represents something that has happened to you that was good. The bud represents something that you're looking forward to, and then the thorn is something that wasn't so good that happened to you during the week.
Okay.
So starting with the rose, has what has happened to you in the last week that um was really good for you or really good to you?
Well, I just got offered a job um, at a hospital.
Awesome,
So
congratulations.
thanks. I'll be going into medical social work. So
Awesome,
I'm eager for the opportunity to get started there and just move on out of retail and get into something better.
awesome, congratulations,
Thanks.
congratulations. That sounds very exciting. What as far as the bud, what are you looking forward to the most?
Um, to starting this job, eager to see. I guess I'm a little anxious about if I'll be able to handle it. I kind of feel like I'm not qualified, but I know ultimately I'll do fine. It's just something brand new to adjust to, so I'm looking forward to that.
Let's stay on that for a moment. Why do you feel the way that you feel? Why do you feel like you're unqualified?
Just like everything that I'm learning in the master's program, it sounds like I'm gonna be doing it there, and I'm still learning that stuff. So it's just like I feel like I'm still like a baby in the social work field. Like I'm still trying to learn it, and they're ready for me to go out there and actually start doing it. So you know, there's a lot of training, so I'm hanging my hat on that. I'll be with somebody for a bit and try to kind of get my foot in there and start learning.
Well, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that, but you didn't get that job for no reason. You know, I'm
Hmm.
sure they see something in you um, that definitely qualifies you for that job. So I wouldn't fret on that too much. Um, and as far as the thorn, has anything happened to you that was not necessarily pleasant for you?
Um, I think work has been stressful. My current job. Really nothing. I'm losing my train of thought here. My current job right now, we had a lot of people quit in the last few weeks, and we're very understaffed. And I'm basically having to do the work of like three or four other people and try to balance schoolwork on the side and also have time for myself. So that's been challenging. But aside from that, nothing bad has happened. And I wouldn't even say that that's that bad. That's just all that I've been doing is working and doing my schoolwork. It's just been a busy week for me. But yeah, that's about it.
Thank you for sharing all of that. So today, as we discussed last week, we're going to really start exploring um, the problems that you shared with me last session. Okay, and basically, it's going to look like this. We're going to one. Well, first, let me start by asking: is there anything that you want to discuss, particularly during this session?
Um, Not necessarily, no.
Okay. All right. So we'll revisit what you brought up last session. We're going to prioritize. We may not have time to explore all of or any all of the things that you shared with me last time. So we'll definitely pinpoint one, and then we're going to work a little. We're going to deconstruct it a little bit as far as how it makes you feel, the behaviors associated with that and such. And then I'm going to leave you with a little homework to work on until next session. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. All right. So the last time we met, you basically were telling me you were struggling with balance. Um, you you were saying to me that you are typically good with balance, but as far as balancing your work life and your school life on top of recovering from COVID, that was the challenge, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, awesome. And also, you mentioned that the thought, as far as being in an accelerated program with your MSW, that was something that was concerning as well. I was wondering which, if you were to pick one, if we only had time for one subject, which one would be more important to you in this moment?
Um, I'd say the work-life balance, balancing school and stuff. But I will say that I feel better lately. I think I just had to get into the rhythm of the semester and everything, and now I'm a little bit more relaxed. Um, I think I just have to get through the first few weeks of figuring out how every professor is, what their expectations are, what you need to read versus what you don't need to read, what actually matters and what doesn't matter, and seeing what materials are on the quizzes and stuff. And I think I've kind of settled down a little bit as far as that goes. But that would probably be my um, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
That's cool.
I say my biggest stressor right now, I think, is just starting the new job. The potential of I don't know, just going into something new. I think anytime we do anything new, it could be stressful because it's a break in our routine. So
Absolutely.
sorry if that doesn't answer your question.
No, you definitely did. You answered my question. We have something to work with. So we're going to explore this new journey, and the anxiety that's attached to that. Um, let's see. Hold on. Let me see. So, when do you start? When do you start your new job?
June 20th.
June 20th. Okay. And when is your last day at the job that you hold currently?
June 15th.
June 15th. Awesome. My question to you, and it seems like that, it seems you have the right idea as far as affording yourself the opportunity to enjoy a moment in between work with those 5 days. Do you have anything planned as far as um, that moment to moment where you don't have to worry about work?
No, I didn't really think about that, but that's a good point. I guess I could try to take that time to kind of relax and kind of enjoy that break and that balance.
Awesome, awesome. Do you have anything? Well, you said no, you don't have any. Do you? Is there anything that you can do in that moment where it's not work related? It's something that you may. I'm not sure if you enjoy work. Some people enjoy work. That you can do something with that you would prefer. Is there anything that you can schedule?
Yeah, sure. I don't necessarily enjoy work, but I enjoy the fulfillment that comes from getting work done to where I don't have to stress about it. So I might set a day or two just to focus on getting any big assignments done, um, and maybe set a day aside to spend time with my partner, maybe go on a date or something. But yeah, those are good suggestions, and I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate you being mindful of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I recognize that. Just me personally, I feel like taking that moment or you don't have to worry about work. It will. I feel like it will do you good to sort of, you know, allow yourself time in your body, your mind to, breathe and be present and not worry about anything other than just that. So as far as work on the 20th, what about that moment about starting work or starting any activity? What about that um, makes you anxious?
Um, well, I'm an anxious person. Uh, I have anxiety from time to time, and I can, because of that, I know that I can expect it to appear whenever I'm doing something new. Um, I've learned to become comfortable with it, but it's funny. I've learned to be comfortable with it, but it's still uncomfortable. So I don't know. It's just, aside from that, it's just it's something brand new. I could fail. I could do great. I could love it. I could hate it. There's just a lot of unknowns there, and it's both exciting and terrifying at the same time. So,
I totally understand. So it's not just a job. So you typically, every event makes you anxious.
yeah,
How,
I can expect it. I used to be a lot worse when I was younger.
okay. All right. And what does your anxiety look like? How does it make you feel? What thoughts? What are your immediate thoughts when an anxious event happens inside you? Where does your thoughts go? How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel just overwhelmed, like I sweaty, hot, can't breathe, dizzy, all of those things in the moment. Now, what am I thinking in those moments? It really depends on the situation. I guess, okay, if I was starting this job right now and it's my first day and I start feeling anxious, my thoughts would probably be, oh shit, I'm feeling anxious. Uh, I feel dizzy. This can't happen right now because this is my first day and I can't have them thinking I can't do this job when I know I can. It's just one of those days. So I guess those would probably be my thoughts.
Okay. All right. And you mentioned that with your anxiety, because you said that you've been living with it since you were younger.
Hmm.
How do you cope with that? How you said that you learned to manage it and you learned to cope it. How did you come about that?
I would say just stopping to breathe, trying to make time for exercise. Just I've done a lot of research that just shows that exercise is very helpful to help reduce anxiety levels, and just making sure I eat. I find that when I eat every few hours, it helps me feel better. I feel more stable. Those are some of the things that I've done.
All right, Fernando, let me ask you a question. In these moments that you feel anxious, do you ever have you ever journaled before? Have you ever logged any of these events
No.
or kept record? Okay. Because I'm noticing our time is coming up, so I wanna task you or leave you with some homework for next session. Whenever and if you have the time, I understand you have a very busy schedule. And if you aren't able to, uh, do this, then I totally understand. We'll just pick up where we left off next time. Every time that you feel anxious, anytime, I would love for you to write that event down. As far as you can write down the date and the time, if you were able to capture that. Um, a description of that moment, how it makes you feel, and every time that you feel that way, um, just jot it down. And the next time we meet, we can explore those thoughts and feelings. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll just jot it into my phone.
It looks like we're approaching the end of our session. I would like to go over everything that we explored during this session. We talked about your the journey that you will be taking, um, taking. Stop. All right. Hold on. All right. All right. As I see that we're coming to the end of our session, so I would like to uh debrief. We talked about your new journey and you accepting your new position at your new job and how that makes you feel. You told me about the give me an update on where you're at as far as um, how you feel about your accelerated program in COVID and what's going on at your job today, as well as how anxiety makes you feel and sort of what that looks like. Um, Let me ask you, Fernando, is there anything I could have done differently in this session?
No. I felt like this was a great session.
Awesome. Were you able to take anything away from this session?
Um, just able to kind of reflect on what I'm doing or not doing when I am anxious and kind of what that looks like. I'm curious to kind of explore that a little bit more in the future.
Awesome. 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 Well, it was a pleasure. Our next session is next week, same time, um, same date. If you need me before then, you know how to reach me. You have my information available. Um, I said, thank you for your time. I look forward to next session.
Thank you. I look forward to
Thank,
it as well. Have a good one.
thank